beard fade, and I've got my tools here. Brand new trimmers that I recently bought for a recent self haircut video, which you guys will see in the next couple of weeks, give or take. But this guy was like 10 bucks on Amazon. I think I should have added it. If I didn't, I will add it to my Amazon storefront so you can check it out. But it's like 10 bucks on Amazon, really good for 10 bucks. It's really good for 10 bucks. But yeah, let's go ahead, let's get started with the beard fade or the beard trim. So today, what I'm basically doing is my normal beard trim that I usually do in all of my self haircut videos. So I'm just gonna be going in and cleaning up all of the sides by my cheeks, getting rid of all the neck hair, straightening out the mustache, and then making the beard blend into a little bit longer of a chin. So that's what we're going into. And again, today's live stream is of course sponsored by my hair brand Kouras. So if anybody's in the market for 100% all natural hair healthy products, I have these hairstyling products that are actually good and healthy for your scalp and for your hair. They're made with only 6 ingredients, not 20 ingredients, not 30 or 40 or 50 ingredients, 6. And they're in amber glass jars, so there's no cheap plastic, right? And you can tell by how luscious and vast my hair is and the lack of gray hairs that the products are actually very good for my hair and for my scalp. So, sponsored by Kouras. Check it out. The link is in the video. So let's go ahead, let's get started. And let's do it to it. Ready? So the first thing I'm doing is grabbing my trimmer and I'm going to give myself a clean line just to remove all of the hair on my neck. All right, we're not going to be keeping a hard line here. I'm going to be blending everything in. So there's going to be a really cool tutorial for all of you guys that just want to, increase your beard game. All right. Shady Lion, what's up, man? Yo, did you see the video I posted of you? I didn't. No. If you want, why don't you? Well, I don't know actually. Did you DM me or tag me? Because I never got a message. Tag me in the video because I don't remember you. Well, I don't remember seeing anything in like a tag or anything like that. Maybe like send it to me via DM or something, or just tag me or maybe I missed it. I don't know. Maybe you did and I missed it. But yeah, all right. Let's get to it. Ready? I think that's the lowest I can make the tripod go. That's fine. I sent it to you on DM and invited you to collab on it. Did you? That's weird. I gotta check. I didn't have. Usually there's like a little +1 in red in the tag section. On my account, there's none of that. I'll check it after the live stream, but as of right now, I don't think I saw it. Something to your eyebrows. No, I didn't. I didn't do anything. Let's get to it. All right. I don't want to hold anyone up. We're here for a beard trim. All right. Ready? These are the $10, I forget what they're called, but T9 trimmers. And this is just like a rough first pass. One thing about these trimmers, I will say, I like the Glaker ones a little bit better. Give me one second, let me pull them out. I like the Glaker trimmers a little bit more than these because these, they like tug. They're like, the motors, I guess, just not as fast as the Glakers, so they tug on my hair. And I've got obviously really thick hair, so these guys, they tug on my hair and I don't really like that. It's not a smooth cut. Whereas with the Glaker ones, it is a smooth cut. It's a very nice cut. But I'm just using this just to use it, right? Just to try something or do something different. So let's go ahead and get started. And right now it's like tugging a little bit. Like it's not a smooth, clean cut, which I don't really like. I mean, it's to be expected because it's a $10 trimmer. And I was asked by one of my followers to make a video with it. And so I did. But would I recommend it? I'd probably give it like a 3.8 out of 5, maybe a 3.9 out of 5. I feel like that's the only thing. It's just like it doesn't cut smooth. Otherwise, everything else seems to be okay. For now, at least. For now. Remember, this is like the second time I've used it. Hi bro, you're the reason I bought Selsun Blue shampoo, and it really helped me for curing my dandruff problem. Really? Nice, man. Yeah, I haven't used Selsun Blue in like the longest time. It's probably been like 4 years since I've used Selsun Blue. It worked temporarily for like 2 or 3 months for me, and then it just stopped working for a while. But when I fixed my gut health with the foods that I eat, that's helped tremendously with my dandruff. And then of course applying my moisturizing balm, which I have yet to release. It's brand new. My skin is really, really nice now because of my moisturizing balm, which will come out at some point, just not right now. And as you can tell with my skin, it's not as red or inflamed or messed up like it usually is, because I've been applying the balm on my skin pretty much every single day. And it just keeps my skin nice and hydrated. No more redness, no more irritation, no more dryness, which is really good for someone like me who suffers with seborrheic dermatitis, right? Psoriasis, eczema, people that suffer with skin issues, it's a good product. It works really well, and it's 100% all natural too. Only 7 ingredients I have in that thing. And we're almost done with the neck right here. I just like to run over it a little bit, a few times here. And we're getting there. All right, how's that look? Not too shabby. All right, so now we can continue and do some other things. Choo. What's up, David? What's up, man? How you doing? Here, Shoe. Google. What's up, dude? Jamesy Paul. What's up? What's up? All right. Esser says buzz cut. Light Eagle. Are you Greek? I am. I am indeed. All right. So now we're gonna go in with the clippers. And I'm going to use the lever halfway. So no guard, lever halfway. All right, so that's lever closed, lever open. Let's go lever halfway with this. And let's do only this section underneath, and then this section. Let's leave the chin part alone, all right? So I'm just gonna do everything except the chin and except the mustache. So just this area, the goatee area, I'm not touching. Kat says, you're from Greece. My origins are, but I was born and raised here in America. Let's do it. Ready? No guard, lever halfway. Look at that. What a difference, right? And I usually like to stop right at the... Well, once it meets the corners of the mustache, that's typically where I stop with the guideline. All right. Yeah, usually in my self-haircut videos, I don't show me doing the beard. Typically, whenever I've looked at the analytics of my videos, nobody really watches the beard part. It's kind of like they skip through the beard, and that's kind of it. They really just want to see the haircut. So I left out the beard from, well, I started leaving out the beard in all of my self-haircut videos. And yeah, I think it's cool to go ahead and do this as like a separate thing. Do it separately, since most people don't really want to see it as part of the self-haircut video. Okay, let's just go through it one more time. Yeah, you can even notice just my beard, my neck, that there's no more like the redness has drastically been reduced ever since I started using my moisturizing balm. Like my skin actually looks relatively normal now, which you guys have seen in my videos. It usually looks awful. Usually my skin usually looks terrible, and now it looks like it's almost as if it's like, Alex, did you even have skin problems before? Yeah, literally, man. I'm telling you, my product works. It's not released yet, but it works. Let's do the left side. So what I'm doing here is just going against the grain. So I know exactly which angle my hairs grow. So some go down, some go this way. So I'm angling the clipper according to the way that my hair grows. And then usually for the chin, I stop about there. So I'll leave a little bit of space underneath my chin for there to be some hair. Right? I don't go all the way up to the chin, right? I leave a little bit of space so it's still like underneath my neck, right? It's still down here. And then I just round it out afterwards. So let me just clean off the hair. And then I'll go through the left side one more time, just to balance out the right side and the left side. Ties, what's up, dude? Welcome to the live stream. Stream. Why she always call? I feel like she calls me, or at least is trying to contact me mid live stream every single time I go live. I go live, and it's like she needs something the second I go live. All right, let's keep it going. Ready? Left side. All right, you ready? Let's see. Diego sent me $500 in MX. No, what is that? Oh, that's okay. It's $28 USD. Oh, cool. Nice, dude. Diego, I appreciate you, brother, man. You should have used it to get yourself a product, or at least you can if you want to. You still have that opportunity. Diego, grab yourself a jar, brother, man. Yeah, grab yourself one of our hairstyling products. I really appreciate the donation for sure, 100%. Thank you so much. But yeah, dude, grab yourself a jar. Get yourself a styling product too. Appreciate the tip, bro. Yeah, it was $28 USD. So I'm not sure what the currency $500 is for, but or what currency that is, but I appreciate that nonetheless. Oh, we got another one. Nice, $2. Amazing Clay says, yo, what's up, my homie? What's up, dude? Wow, this is cool. Yeah, I usually don't get tips when I go live. Thank you, I appreciate it, guys. Saint Germain, hey bro, what's up? Let's do it, man. All right. Okay, so now the next part is, you guys see this line right here that we have? So remember, this is with the trimmer, and this is with the no guard lever halfway. So what I'm going to do is use the lever closed to soften up the line. If that doesn't get rid of the hard line completely, then I will have to go back and use the trimmer as well. So let's go ahead and blend out that bottom line. So I'm just going from underneath and using the flick out motion. Alright, ready? There it is. Yeah, I don't think I need to use the trimmer. It looks pretty good. Cool. So there we have a goatee. Let me just double check that the Kitty says, fighting every urge not to type something insane right now. You'll keep fighting, because I don't want you to say anything insane on social media. Daniel Riffle, where can I buy this exact trimmer? If you want, you can get this one. It's on Amazon. It's like $10. I just gave it a rating personally of like a 3.8 out of 5 or 3.9 out of 5. I think the blades could be a little bit sharper because they tug on my hair. I've got really thick hair, so you know, when I just did my neck, obviously, it felt like it was tugging a little bit. So the blades aren't very sharp. Maybe it's the motor's not fast enough and the blades aren't sharp enough. But I mean, for $10, it will do the job. You know, it just won't be a pleasant cutting experience, right? Or at least for me, I feel like that's the truth. Let me just finish the this part here. Let me make sure both sides are the same. Okay. Now, one thing I also like to do is, see how my beard grows upward like this? How there's a bunch of hair up here? Usually I like to flatten that out and cut the top part up here as well so that it doesn't connect to the mustache. So let me go ahead and do that real quick as well. I'll just pull the chin down. Stop at the mustache. All right, so now this is dropped, so it's going to be like a straight line going across. Let me just do the left side. Cool. Okay, so now let me just go in. Opa. Let me just clean my hands. Yo, dude, what'd you say? Cleansed? If you remember, I created a new account. I don't remember. Maybe it's because what's it? My girlfriend's calling me. Hold on, you guys. Give me. Give me 1 second, please. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Jeez. when your woman's calling, you can't just, she called twice. So I had to make sure everything was all right. She's not like something bad didn't happen. But we're good. Everything's fine. Okay, let me just clean up the hair here. And let's continue. All right. Yeah, I don't really like too much this trimmer. I don't really like it too much. Wasn't a pleasant cutting experience with the trimmer here. Says a lot. Yo, Alex, remember me, the one who asked you to buy the T9 trimmer? Love you, man. Yeah, Sud Lee, bro. I got it right here. I got it right here, brother, man. Yeah, I used it in a self haircut video, the burst fade, just like you said. That'll be coming out soon. But yeah, I don't really rate the trimmer very highly. I gave it like a 3.8 out of 5. Right? It tugs on my hair. I've got really thick facial hair, and I don't think it's like sharp enough or the motor's fast enough to but it's a $10 trimmer. You can't really complain too much. It's not like, it is what it is. It's not like I paid $50 for a trimmer and I'm upset that it's not sharp enough. Yeah, it was like $10. All right, ready? Let's continue. So now we finished the sides, we finished the neck. Now we just need to blend in the chin into the actual fade, like what we just finished cutting. So now we're gonna blend all this into the longer length. So what I'm gonna do is I need guards. So you know what? I'll even use the older guards. Why not? Let's use my older guards because they're more convenient to grab. So what I'm gonna do is use the number 2 guard, lever open. Anybody remember the original wall guards? The number 2 guard's purple. So we have the number 2 guard, lever open. All right. This is the 6mm with the lever open. All right, lever is open. This is closed and this is open. So I'm just gonna clean this up, debulk as much as I can. She called me twice. And it wasn't urgent. I should have told her I was live streaming. Then again, it's 2:48. All right, I think that's good. Nothing else wants to come off. Okay, so that's with the number 2 guard. Lever open. Now, I can go in and open the lever and just use the, what's it called? No guard lever open. So remember, this was all done with the no guard lever halfway. So I'm gonna just do a little bit more with the lever open to kind of blend it in a tiny bit more and just kind of push maybe like a 1/4 of an inch inward. Same thing on the bottom and then the left side. All right, that should be fine. Now, okay, Miguel, thanks to your videos, I've learned to cut my own hair. Nice, man. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead, let's do the number 1 guard next. So now, we're gonna move forward. We have the no guard lever halfway, no guard lever open, 2 guard. So what I'm gonna do now is use the number 1 guard, lever open, and I'm gonna go about 3/4 of an inch inward on both sides. And again, of course, we want to leave the chin to be the longest, and we're just blending in that short hair into the longest point. I got a question here on Jojo. What's up, dude? Welcome back to the live. Is the Italian beard style hard to achieve for a beginner? I would say so. I would say if you're a beginner, it's not really the easiest to do. Even what I'm doing right now is probably not really the easiest thing to do. Typically for beginners, you're probably just going to stick with doing like lineups or just using 1 guard around the entire thing, right? So if you do like the number 1 guard for the entire beard, and then you line up the bottom, you line up the top, and that's kind of it, right? For a beginner. Intermediate, advanced, doing what I'm doing now, anything that involves fading from practically skin into something a little bit longer, like a 2 or a 3, that's definitely going to be more advanced, especially like what I'm doing now, because there's not a lot of room for you to blend with, right? The guidelines are really, really small. So yeah, for sure. All right, about 1/2 an inch, give or take, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch. I haven't used these guards in so long. All right. But yeah, Jojo, listen, if you want to give it a try, more power to you. You're more than inclined to try it out anyway, right? If you feel like you understand the sequence, right, all the different steps that I go through in the video, if you feel like you can follow along the steps pretty well, give it a shot. But if you're like hesitant or nervous, just keep, honing in your skills and building the foundation before you do something a little bit more advanced. All right, so now we did the 1 guard. What I want to do now is, let's see what I want to do now, the 1/2 guard or the other one. Let's do the 1 1/2 next. So the 1.5 I will use with the lever closed, and I'm just gonna blend in this part right here. So right in this area, I had the number 1 guard here, number 1 guard here with the lever open, and now you can see there's a little bit of a hard line right in here. I'm gonna blend that in with the half guard, lever closed, okay? Half guard, lever closed. Let's do it to it. And usually this half guard is not really that good. That's kind of why I bought the new guards, but let's see. And here I'm just using the corners of the blade because we're working in a really tight area. All right. Okay. Not too bad. Let's grab the half guard now. Let's clean off the clipper. Let's clean off my hand. David, you said, if you're patchy in the center of your cheeks, would you recommend fading vertically from your neckline to the temple? From your neckline to the temple, okay. Then gradually getting longer toward the center of your face. You said you're patchy in your cheek, like here. If you're patchy here, why don't you fade it going toward your chin, right? If you don't really grow hair by your cheek too much, why not just fade it into your chin, like kind of like what I'm doing right now. Like you can leave a little bit more hair here if you want to. Like I cut it all the way up to here, but you can leave a little bit more if you need to and just blend it in from there. Hopefully I understood your question correctly. Okay, now we have a little bit of a hard line going around here, right? We can see that. That is with the no guard lever open and the 1 guard lever open. So now we're just gonna use the half guard lever closed and just use a little bit of a flick out motion to get rid of that hard line. So I'm always holding my skin and stretching out the skin. do up here. All right, let's see. How's that look? Blended? Nice and blended? Why is the light doing that? Chill out. Much love, brother. I see you out there on those campuses. Yes, sir, 100%. I'm doing everything I can to promote my brand. Right? All the fun, family-friendly things that you can do. Any tips on dealing with having a really prominent Adam's apple and safely trimming in that area? Yeah, definitely get yourself a sharp and fast trimmer. Not this one, because you will definitely tug if your Adam's apple is very prevalent. This is the $10 T9 on Amazon. This one is pretty good. I got this with the clipper here. And you're on TikTok, so it's even better. If you go to my profile, you can check it out. The Glaker clipper and trimmer set is like 30 or 35 bucks. You can literally buy it directly in the TikTok shop. But yeah, 35 bucks and you get both, the clipper and the trimmer. This trimmer is very, very good. And they're basically the same exact price, like 15 bucks. Very good trimmer. I've had them for like over 2 years. And they are sharp, they are fast. Yeah, just so you can hear them. For 15 bucks, these are really, really good when you get it in the set. So, highly recommend them for the price. Go out there with a change. Wait, what? Go out there with a change my mind sign. Change my mind sign? What do you mean by that? Is that like a thing? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old. Okay, let's see. What I'll do now is let me just double check that it looks okay. What I can also do is use some thinning shears, reverse thinning shear technique, to blend in anything that I see that I don't really like. So let's grab some thinning shears out of my leather scissor bag, right? Got the leather scissor bag going on. My brother gave me this for Christmas. So now what I'll do is I'll use the reverse thinning shear technique that I've discovered, and it helps a lot with blending in the fade. So if you ever see any bulky spots or any hard lines still within your fade, when you use the thinning shears, this is how you normally hold them, with your pinky and the pinky rest. But if you flip them like this, so now notice how there's no pinky rest anymore for the pinky, right? The blade is on the bottom and the 30 teeth are on the top. If you pinpoint anywhere you see in the fade that looks bulky or could be cleaner, just go ahead and cut directly at those spots. All right, just like this. And this is just going to clean up the beard a little bit better. Cool. Just a little bit more in the front here. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, the cool thing about thinning shears, if you've read my book, you'll know that thinning shears, they only cut about 20%. So every time you close the scissors, they only cut about 20% of the hair. So I could literally put this in my entire head just like this and cut, and it would only cut about 20% of everything that was in the blades. So, you know, that's why I always recommend thinning shears, because they're like the safest way to blend hair. So highly recommend these if you guys are in the market for cleaner blends. Okay, that looks good. Cool. Now I need to do the mustache. So for the mustache, I like to usually use my little scissors here that I got from Target like 15 or 20 years ago, very long time ago. And yeah, I'll use the scissors for the top part, for the bottom part, and then I'll use the clippers to blend in this part right here at the corners. Same thing with the trimmers right here. Let's do the trimmers first, actually. Let's see. Dr. or Draw Lion. Okay. Hello, Alice. Question. How do I soften my organic clay? It's super hard. I've not been able to use it. Any recommendations? So basically with the organic clay, because it's our high hold, and also it depends on the temperature of your house, right? The top layer, when it's a brand new jar, typically has been like oxidized a little bit over time. So because of the oxygen at the top of the jar, right, even though it's closed, the oxygen still gets inside and it hardens the top part. All you need to do is just break apart the top layer, and underneath everything, it's a bit softer, right? You're still gonna have to use a firm finger, but underneath the top layer where it's been oxidized, you have to break through that, and then underneath that, it gets a lot softer. So it's just the top layer that's a little bit more on the firm side, right? Everything else moving forward, it should be perfectly fine. It's not going to be very soft like what you're probably used to, like pomades and whatnot that are water-based. This is a clay. Remember, it's a clay, so it's going to be stronger. So you're going to need to use a little bit more of a firm finger to pull it out. And if the temperature in your house is really, really cold, that's also going to affect it as well, because the product works best between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit is where pulling out the product and applying it works best. If it's colder than 70, it's going to be even harder to pull out of the jar, and it's not going to emulsify the right way in your hands. If it's over 80, the product's going to be too soft, right? But when it's in your hair between 70 and 80, it'll just give it like 20-30 minutes and it'll start to, you know, get to room temp and be good for the rest of the day. Like I've worn my product when it was 90 degrees outside and my hair looked exactly the same after all day use. It's just the application, like when you're applying it, the temperature has to be between 70 and 80, right? That's like the ideal range, which for most people it's normal because we all keep our houses at 70, 74, 77 anyway, right? So just don't leave your jar outside, especially if it's freezing. But yeah, break through the top layer. That's what I'd say. Break through it. Underneath it, it's a lot better. Kelsey, what's up, Kelsey? Welcome back. We've been in an Arctic blast. Yeah, I think I saw what happened in Russia. There's like 20 feet of snow. These guys are literally walking and there's walls of snow like 10 feet high. That's insane. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I don't have to live in those locations anymore. The cold is too much for me. Okay, what was I gonna do? The chin right here, yeah. So I'm just gonna vertically cut and straighten out these vertical lines right here. So I'm literally just using my tongue to like press out my bottom lip. Okay, cool. Much cleaner. Little line right here that I have going on. And now we can do the mustache. Okay, ready? Where are my scissors? Here we are. So for the mustache, if I can, I would like to bring this a tiny bit closer because you guys are a little far away. Can I make this a little bit closer? Let's try that. Let's angle that. There we go. There we go. Cool. Kelsey says your hair products are the best. Thank you, Kelsey. Appreciate it. Yeah, you got to get some more soon. Now, you've got plenty for a while. Yeah, the cool thing about these products is that they literally last such a long time. Kelsey has already ordered like 2 or 3 different clays, organic cream, I think, and organic clay. And she's got products that'll last her 50, 60 uses. Each jar could last 6 months to the entire year, right? It could be a long time. So anyway, with the scissors, all of the little flyaway hairs at the top, I'll get rid of those. And then the bottom, I'll even out the line so that it's not overhanging over my lips, right? So let's go ahead and clean that up. Let's just grab my brush. Here we go. All right. So there's that. Oh, you know what I also need to do? The top of my cheeks as well. Oh yeah, I still have plenty. You're gonna have a lot for a while. Yeah, see, that's the good thing. People look at the jar, especially older people that I've talked to, they look at the size of the jar and they're like, is that it? Like, you're trying to sell it for what? For how much? How much product is that in that tiny little thing? And then when you actually get the jar, you're like, oh shoot, this thing lasts me a long time. So it's very interesting how people's perspectives are when they look at products. They're just like, yeah, I guess they assume the worst, which it's not a good idea to assume the worst. Have some hope, will you? Okay, ready? Let's do my cheeks real fast and then I'll finish the mustaches. Where's my brush? Yeah, you guys can just see just how, like, I'm very precise with my facial hair. Most people would just use the trimmers, which you can use the trimmers too, which is perfectly fine. But when it comes to my cheeks, I always like to just keep it simple and just use the scissors. Same thing with my hairline. You guys always see me use the scissors. I just think it's a little bit easier. It's safer, less risky, and I just like the precision of being able to cut really, really close down to the root. Okay, how's that? Cool. All right, now we can go over to the left side. So the right side looks good now. No more cheek hairs. The upper line here is good. Let's do the left side and then the upper part of this mustache, or this side. All right. Yeah, usually whenever I'm doing my cheeks, always puff out your lips like that, because again, if I didn't, you'd run the risk of like pushing into the skin and cutting your skin by accident, and then obviously you'll start bleeding. So always puff out the lips so you can get, smoothing everything out on your skin, and then you can cut easier, or a lot easier. All right, cool. Let's do right here a little bit. And now we can do the mustache. Let's see. Once you open the jar, there's actually a lot in the jars. Yeah, exactly. Plus, the jars are supposed to hold 2 ounces, but I fill it up a little bit more. That's why whenever you get a brand new jar, it's actually like closer to the lid. And actually, if you weigh the jar versus, like, if you were to finish the product and weigh the jar and then buy a new one and weigh the jar again, I actually put way more in terms of like the grams than what I actually put on the label. So you're actually getting way more product than I actually have written on the label of the jar. So that's something that else. And same thing with my 1/2 ounce ones as well. There's supposed to be 15 grams that go inside these things, and I usually end up putting like 18 or 19 grams because I fill it to the brim. So you're getting like an extra 3-4 grams just from the tins, and then from the jars, it's a decent amount as well. Okay, let's go ahead and finish the top part of the mustache. All right, how's that? Okay, that looks fine. Have you ever tried a taper fade? Yeah, I have. I I have a new one coming out next weekend. But if you go on YouTube and just type in the search, Alex Kouras taper fade, I have probably a decent amount. Probably at least like 6 or 7, maybe more, different taper fades. I have a decent amount. And I have another one coming out like next week. Glick, my man. That's it, my man. All right. My man, what's up, my man? Dr. Lion, I love that you put this on the jar. Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Yeah, dude, 100%. Everything that you do. Literally, like the whole reason that we're here is to obey God, right? So it's like everything that we do, the successes that we get, it's like you can't take any of it with you. And if God created everything just because he's creative, then we are also here to create. And if we have the ability to create, that's because he gave it to us, because we're made in his image and likeness. And thus, when we are creating, we are expressing his creativity also. And thus, the glory goes to him, not to us. Love the hair. What are you using to style? Yeah, great question, brother man. Perfect time for me to let you know about my hairstyling products. So I use my own brand. So these are my hairstyling products. The brand is called Kouras, KOVRAS, right? We've got a high hold, medium hold, and low hold. All 3 of them are matte finish because I don't like really shine. I don't like shine products. They look greasy, so I like my hair products matte. Now, these products are made with only 6 ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. They're 100% all natural, hair and scalp healthy, and they style at the same time. So there are 2-in-1s. They are healthy and good for your scalp and your hair, and they style at the same exact time. And they last 50 to 60 uses, if not even more. So just like you will spend $28 on a pizza, on a large pizza, you can get $28 for 1 jar that'll last you 50 to 60 uses. So that's what I use when I style my hair, right? My products, organic clay, our high hold, organic wax, our medium hold, and organic cream, our low hold, right? Just so you can see, I use these quite a lot. All right, there you go. And it's got that beautiful rosemary essential oil aroma, which it's there mainly for the hair benefits because it's actually really good for your hair and hair promotes hair growth, but it also smells really nice. Okay, what was I doing here? The bottom of the mustache now. Okay, cool. You should grow out your hair. See, I get comments like this all the time. It's like some comments are like buzz cuts, other comments are like you should grow out your hair. So it's like, yeah, this year I'm going to be doing the buzz cut sometime soon, and then after that I'll grow out my hair, and you guys probably won't see self haircut videos for a little bit of a time while I am growing out my hair. But for this year, you will be seeing the buzz cut. So me growing out my hair won't be for probably at least another year, give or take. And plus my girlfriend wants to see me with long hair, and I'm curious too. Okay, let's do it. Enough lollygagging. Ready? Let's grab my little brush here. Usually, whenever you get clippers, they come with these little brushes, and I like to keep them, and I do actually use them. I use them solely for the mustache, right? There's not a lot of hair here, and I just use them to get in between the hairs and push them all down, make sure they're straight, and then I use the scissors to cut the straight line. So I actually use these little brushes, while most people probably throw them away. All right, so let's do that. All right, see that? And now I cut a nice straight line to get it away from my lip. Yeah, better. Still not done though. I definitely missed hairs. Usually you won't get it the first time around. Perfectly normal. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. How's that? I told you guys I'm very like perfectionista with this stuff. I like to take my time and make sure that the lines are straight. Especially when I can't be a teacher of this stuff and then just like breeze through it in half a second. Then you look at the after and it looks choppy. So I like to really take my time and be patient and make sure everything is the way that I feel like it should be. Okay. That looks fine. Good. Just the right one. Now I'll do the left one. So same thing, I'll brush this all down. Okay, a little bit more. Straighten out that line. Robert says, why don't you use a trimmer? I don't use a trimmer because usually the trimmer doesn't really give me the really clean line that I want. I always find using the scissors just gives me a very, very clean cut line. And the trimmers tend not to do that. They're not as good. Plus, if I am ever not really feeling it and I make any sudden weird movements, there goes my mustache for at least the next 2 or 3 months. So I'd rather take the extra couple minutes and just use the scissors, right? It's not a big deal. Plus the lines look way sharper, way cleaner, as you can tell. They look a lot better now. And plus, yeah, again, usually the trimmers, they don't really give you that clean of a line. Or at least for me, if I use any of my trimmers, even the Babyliss ones that are like $200, the line still won't be as clean as me using scissors. Right, there you go. That to me looks fine. So now what I can do is blend in this part at the ends. So I'll use the, remember I used the no guard lever halfway for the beard? I'll just use the no guard lever open and just do a little bit of a flick out toward the tips right here. Because I want, see how the corner of my lip is right here? I want it to kind of match that same exact spot. I don't want my mustache to be super low. I want to bring it up just a little bit so that it matches that line. There you go. Tarnished says, I love your nose. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, man. I got that big old Greek nose. Sudley, I'll see you, brother, man. Peace out. We'll be sleeping now. Oh, shoot, okay. Have a good night, man. Thanks for joining. Incredible how a tiny detail makes a big difference. You see it, right? You see how like incredibly clean that line is on the bottom of my mustache now, right? Like the scissors do a really good job. A lot of people just use the trimmers because it's fast, right? It's quick, it's fast, it's quick, it's easy, but it's a little bit more risky and it doesn't make it look as nice, right? It's not as precise or sharp as it could be if you just use scissors. So I like to use the scissors. I take the extra couple minutes and do that. Oh wait, what else? I did the neck, I blended it in. Beard, it's blended into the chin. The mustache is fine. I will do my nose hairs off camera. You guys don't need to see me do my nose hairs, but I do use the scissors as well. And then I'll just do my eyebrows. So let's do the eyebrows, and then I can clean my face and apply my moisturizer. So typically I will use a headband like this. Yeah, look at that. Now I look like I should be on like Survivor or something. Like, I need to throw the ball into the thing and then do that and do this and do that. All right, let me stop. Okay, ready? So for the eyebrows, get the hair out of the face, and now we can see. Kelsey, I even got my dad liking your products. Let's go, yeah. Let's go, Dad. Shout out to Dad in the chat. Yeah, for sure. What product does he like the most? Get him hooked. Everybody should be on these products. No more toxic hair products, please. We don't want any of that. All right, what was I gonna do? Let's go with the eyebrows. So for the eyebrows, I might even be able to get a little bit close with you guys, a little close and intimate. Hello, how you doing? Hey, what's up? Okay, let me stop playing. Okay, so let's get this going there. Let's get this right here. And let's do it. So for the eyebrows, you see the natural line of the eyebrow. Obviously, anything, I'll usually push the hairs up, and anything that looks like it's going over that natural line, I'll cut all those slightly longer hairs. All right, so let's start in the front part here. Usually I use this mirror, but I'll try and use this one just in case, just so you guys can see a little bit better. Even though I have to break my back to lean super far forward. The things I do for you guys. No, I'm just kidding. See how I'm just using my finger to hold everything up? Where's my little brush? Cool. Eyebrows on fleek. Yes, sir, you already know. Eyebrows on fleek. And then get the little round part right there. Of course, you gotta get the unibrow. Everyone's got a little unibrow action, right? Or is it just me? It might just be me. Let's get the hairs above. Did I miss anything? A little bit right there. Gotta get the unibrow. All right. Now let's get the corners here. Same thing, I'll lift it up. Anything that looks like it's a little too long, I will trim that down. And then the bottom, if I can do that. All right, there you go. And that is one eyebrow done, right? I think he likes the low hold best. Yeah, I mean, usually for older gents, I mean, even my dad likes it low hold as well. So, you know, I think it's just, they don't really care to style it, you know, with the high hold or medium hold. They just kind of like it chill, like a flowy, chill style. They want it to be there. They want it to be styled. They want it to look good, but not like a firm hold. And I gotta get the detailed hairs right here, all the smaller ones that I can't see on the big mirror. How's that? Cool. All right. And then one right here. There you go. All right, let's do the left side here. Hopefully you guys can see. See the left one looking like that. Let's grab this, push it up. Let's follow the natural line and cut all that excess. Follow the natural line. Follow the natural line. There you go. Okay, ready? How's that? Let me see on the mirror here. And then this part here. How we looking? Did you guys see any of that, or did I not put you in the frame? Yes, let's go. No more toxic hair products. No way. Yeah, absolutely. We're not in this channel. We're not. We're trying to promote hair healthy products moving forward. From now on, it's 2026. It's about time that we stop selling toxic products to human beings, please. Let's see. No Beck, my hair is stubborn and always standing. How can I take it down because I want to try a buzz cut? That's interesting. Usually people have the opposite effect, where their hair is usually flat, but yours is always standing up. You must have, let me guess, you have very straight hair, and I would say it's probably thicker or medium density. Would I be correct in my assumptions? You've got very straight hair, because I've seen many Germans who have hair that's very straight and it just stays up. And you can literally use a clipper and just buzz going like this, and it's like everything just stays. I think you might have hair like that. I've seen people, and I've cut somebody's hair who's like that. But that's what it sounds like. All right, eyebrows. Let's do the corner here. I forgot about that. Let's do this. All right, that should be fine. Anything else? Any detail work I want to do here? This little guy. This little guy. All right. How's that? Cool. Looks fine, right? Okay. So that's good. Take that off. Show you guys just how curly my hair is becoming. Yeah. Super curls. Look at that. Like a bird's nest. Hey, remember Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust? Not sure what that means. Nobeck says, which guard? Let's see. Which guard for what? I mean, you might need a longer guard if you're trying to do a buzz cut. Maybe like the full 8 guard, an inch. Nicholas, you got me onto the. Nah, brother, man, you got to stop using that product. And you got to start using one of my products. Part of the reason why I started my own product line is because products like that, or from brands like that, if you actually read the ingredients, they have phthalates. Well, maybe not this brand in particular, but this brand does have products with petroleum and alcohols and all types of synthetic fragrances that you don't want in your hair or touching your scalp. So that's why my products are absolutely better. They're literally scientifically proven to be healthier for your hair and your scalp, promote hair growth, slows down hair loss, slows down hair graying, moisturizes, nourishes, and literally styles all day long. Like 24 hours, the entire day, you will have a banging style. So that's something that you can't get from synthetic products that are literally, I think they're trying to charge more money than what I'm charging, and they're in cheap plastic. Mine is in amber glass jars with an aluminum lid, so there's no cheap plastic with my products, right? Everything's, and again, it's handmade. I make everything myself. So these products for the same price are like 1,000,000 times better than products from that brand. That's 100% sure. Okay, what was I gonna do here now? Clean up this mess. So we got the beard, mustache, good. what I can do is even get some of the hairs off my ears, because everybody got them ear hairs. But I'll spare you guys the sight. And then yeah, let me apply some of my product on my face. So let's go ahead and actually put the headband back on. Let's put the headband back on. Let me clean my hands. Clean my hands. Make sure there's no hairs on my face. And just apply a light layer on my face and my neck. Where's my brush? All right. I just don't want to see any small hairs in my hand when I'm applying the product. Okay, ready? Let's go ahead and do this now. So let's do, clean my hands first. Okay, ready? Let's clean this. I'm just gonna sweep everything that I just cut inside this little bin here that I will then pour into a plastic bag, tie up the plastic bag, and throw that in the trash bin. You can also use of course, a vacuum if you feel like that'd be easier, but you can call me old school, I guess. I'll just sweep this into the bin and then go ahead and clean that up afterwards. All right, ready? Which guard? Yeah, no back. I don't know what type of hair you have. If you've got hair that naturally just points up, even if I try to recommend you like a product, I'm not sure if it'll fall flat and go down. Your hair literally might just be someone who was born with having hair that just stays up, and no matter how much you try to push it to go down, it'll fling back up, right? You might have hair that's like that, and there are many people that do. So obviously, you know, the longer your hair is, the flatter it'll become, right? That's why when I have longer hair, it's more difficult to get volume because the hair is so long and so heavy that it naturally just weighs itself down anyway. So when your hair's short, right, it's a lot easier to just stay up, right? But when your hair's 4 or 5 inches like mine is right now, if you try to do anything that involves volume, it'll just fall flat because your hair is really long and heavy. So the longer your hair is, the longer you make the buzz cut, the better chance you will have of being able to press down your hair. Okay, ready? Let's put this back. I haven't used the store hair products since September. Wow, that's September, October, November, December, January. It's 5 months since I started using your products. Let's go. Yeah, we like that. Thank you, Kelsey. Okay, you ready, guys? Let's do this. So I've got the lavender one here, and I have my frankincense one right here. I'm thinking I'm gonna do frankincense. Personally, I like frankincense. I think this one smells very sweet, has a nice smell to it. Smells very sweet, and it's very light, which I like, and it's perfect for putting on your face, especially if you're sensitive to smells like me, because the product's gonna be literally right next to your nose all day long. Lavender it also smells great, but I don't really like lavender too much. That's more so for women or other guys that like lavender. For me, I'm not a big lavender fan. Raul, hey, where are you from? I live in the United States of America. Where are you from? All right, ready? So this is my Organa Balm. It's made with 7 ingredients. So my hairstyling products are made with 6, right? The face balm, the Organa Balm, my face moisturizer, is made with 7 ingredients, all right? Most of the same exact ingredients. The only difference is the rosemary oil that's in here is not in here. I use a different essential oil because I'm not, trying to promote hair growth on my face, right? So I use the essential oil mainly for the scent, and I added jojoba oil into here. So it's a lot creamier, a lot softer, and it's actually really good for your skin. It doesn't cause pimples, okay? It's non-comedogenic. You're not gonna get acne, you're not gonna get pimples. I've literally been using it for the past 2 or 3 months now, and I have yet to get a pimple as a result of putting the product on, right? My skin looks really, really good because of it, right? No more redness, as you guys can see. Literally, what did I just do today? I trimmed my beard. Where's the redness on my cheek and on my neck, like you guys can see in my self-haircut videos? It's not there anymore, right? Even the back of my head, you guys will see in the more recent self-haircuts that come out, I've started moisturizing the back of my head, which is where I get a lot of heat in the comment section. Lo and behold, right? It's definitely been significantly reduced as a result of this product. Daniel, where did you get it from? I made it, this is my product. I made it 100% myself. Everything from the formula to figuring out the ingredients, everything is backed by science. Literally, I have research articles that I go through and do all the data searching to figure out what's the best ingredients for these types of products. And then I just sit in my kitchen and I create random batches, and just when something sticks, I keep working on that formula until I have one that I really, really like. But yeah, this product, Organic Balm, will be coming out sometime this year. Not anytime too soon. I'm putting a little bit of a hold on it so I can focus on selling my hairstyling products, right? But yeah, if you've got psoriasis, eczema, seborrheic dermatitis, dry skin, any type of dry skin or itchiness, you need moisturization. And this product is incredible. All right, let's go in, let's grab a bit. I'll grab a nice little pea-sized amount like that, you see? Nice little pea-sized amount like that. Okay, and then you just put it into your palm. It's really soft. I still have hairs. I still have hairs from my face on my hand. Yeah. Anyway, you see it's super calm, super like creamy. It's very soft, right? And then I just emulsify it into my palm, just like this. And then like instantly, it's nice and like wet and creamy, okay? Very easy. Daniel, for how much can I buy this one? This one, I don't necessarily have a price yet, but it'll be priced similarly to my hairstyling product. So around $28, give or take, right? It could be less, it could be more. It really just depends. Because I know these products, especially when you have a product that actually really works, and the ingredients are all natural, single sourced ingredients, it could be a lot more. It just depends on, can I get the ingredients in bulk for the similar price that I get it from my other products, which I'm hoping I should be able to. Okay, ready? So I'll put it on my cheek here. Put it on my cheek here, and I'm just gonna smoothen everything out and apply a very thin layer. Right? The thing is with moisturizing balms is that they are thicker. They're not creams where they're like super lightweight. They're a little thicker. So what you want to do is just spread it out and apply a thin layer throughout your entire face. And I'll also put it on my neck. I'll put it on my beard as well, and even my eyebrows, of course, because that's usually a spot where I always have redness. The eyebrows. All right, ready? So let's put this little bunch down here, down here, down here, and then I'll go ahead and mix the rest. Ready? And then I like to get it in everywhere before I go in and try to thin it out by just rubbing it in even further. Get my nose, get my little forehead guy right here, get the eyebrows, get underneath the eyebrows where they usually get red, which you can see clearly Right here, I got a little redness going on. Hopefully we can get rid of that. Push it down. Let's get the neck. And one thing I really wanted to do with this product was I don't like face products that give your face, that make your face shiny. I'm like super against shine products, whether it's in my hair or it's on my face. I don't like shine products. I think it looks just tacky. It makes it look dirty, greasy, like you're sweating. So I tried to formulate the product in a way where it leaves a very mild glow, right? It's not shiny, not super shiny. It leaves a mild glow, right? Because again, it's a moisturizing product. It's not going to be matte finish, but even though in the jar, it does look matte finish. There's no glow when it's in the jar. So when it dries, right, it does kind of give like a very mild glow, but for the most part, it's very, I don't know, natural looking. Not matte finish, but like the next thing above that, I'd say. And I got some of these hairs still going on here. Okay, so then I'll just even out the product. Make sure I go up to the hairline on top of my forehead, right? Because that's a big spot for a lot of people that suffer with seborrheic dermatitis, like me. So I'll just stretch it out. Cool. Now I'll grab more and I'll get the whole beard. So same exact thing. I'll just go and take this little bit right there. Might need a little bit more, but that should be fine. Emulsify it, right? Very easy to get creamy and get the whole beard. Right, everything, the whole shebang. And this is how you guys are now seeing that my skin is way less red, way less irritated, because I've been moisturizing with this product. Yeah, and you know what too? I actually looked into it. This product, because of the ingredients, actually helps with like anti-aging as well. Like it's great for like, I don't want to say women, but women are pretty much the ideal buyer when it comes to things that are like anti-aging. These ingredients, I actually looked it up, are better than most of the ingredients that are used in a lot of the anti-aging serums and creams that are used. So this product is actually like double even better now because of that. It's like even better now because it's got better anti-aging ingredients than the actual anti-aging products. And it's literally, I literally have, again, it's all backed because there's scientific data that shows that. And my girlfriend, because she's a doctor, she literally used like the ChatGPT version that is for medical use, because they have their own version of ChatGPT for like medicine, and it just verified what I found out. So I'm just like, yeah, great. Anti-aging, moisturizes, and is great for people with skin problems. I don't think it gets much better than that. All right, so I think I'm good. I'm just talking while doing a little lot. All right, now I will go ahead and use a little more on the sides and then the back of my head, because of course I have to moisturize everything so you guys don't rip me in the comments for my self-haircut videos. Let's grab one of the lavender ones over here. The lavender one's a little bit different. It has a bit more of a whiter look to it because the frankincense is kind of orange. So when you use the frankincense, it makes the color a little bit darker. But this one's a bit more white. It's also a bit more creamy as well, which is cool. So we can go ahead, grab a little bit like that. Grab a little bit more. Right, you see that? It's kind of like a really thick toothpaste, which is really nice. The texture feels really cool. So I'll put that in, and it's a really nice little toothpaste feeling type of product. Okay, same thing. Emulsify it. Once it's creamy, you're good to go. And I can put that into my hands like this. Then I will just get it into the sides right in here, right? Get it into the sides. I'll push it back and then all the way down as well. All right, so I'll make sure I get the corners, the bottom, everything is coated. Make sure everything's moisturized, all right? Get the product all throughout the areas where I suffer the most, which is the back, and then the sides, all right? The sides right here. Cool. Do I need any more? I think the back should be fine for now. Just put the excess on the bottom and then by the ears as well. Cool. Right? And then any excess, just rub it on your arms if you got any. And then it makes, what's it called? Cleaning your hands super duper easy. All right, good to go. Yeah, Diego, look at my old videos, exactly. Look at my old videos. You will see just how awful my skin looked, right? Compared to what it looks like right now because of this product. I have to use it every single day. Like there's not a single day that goes by where I don't use the product. So I have to use the product every single day. It doesn't use too much, but I guess because I have to put it on, you know, my head as well. Obviously, that uses a little bit more, but you should still, when it does come out, you'll still get a lot of uses out of it too, because these little guys last me a couple weeks. And then, yeah, I think is that it? Do you guys want me to style my hair too? Oh, I just got a whole bunch of hair on my hands. Do you guys want me to style my hair too, or are we good? Which one are you using? Medium hold? On my face, no. On my face, I'm using my, it's a new product that I haven't released yet. It's called Organic Balm. So it's a moisturizing balm for my face. That helps a lot with my dry skin and redness. So because I have seborrheic dermatitis, this product's done an incredible job of helping out with that. The ingredients are very similar to my hairstyling products. They are very similar, but it is a completely different product for a completely different use. But you can also put it in your hair if you want to, right? If you want to put it in your hair just to have it in, you can. But it's not really meant really for anything. It could be like a hair mask, but I'm not really using it as that. Anybody want me to style my hair while we're still live? Just put a high five in the chat or like a yes, and I'll do that. Otherwise, I can let you guys go. You guys can go about your day and do what you got to do. And I just got to clean up my stuff here. Oy, take this off. All right, there you go. See that? Curly hair galore, or whatever you want to call this. Bird's nest. All right, Eyebrow says yes, so let's go ahead and do it. Legendary also says yes as well. All right, cool, so we'll do it. Kurt, do you use electric razor or regular one? Yeah, for my face, I always use clippers or trimmers, right? Always use electric tools, right? Clippers and trimmers. And then for the mustache or the eyebrows, I tend to use my really small scissors. All right, what product do you guys want me to use? Do you want me to use the high hold, medium hold, or low hold? Which one should I use? Which one? High hold, medium hold, or low hold? What do you guys think? What should I do? You guys said yes. So now it's on you. Everything's on you. Just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. How do you do the back of the hair? You gotta have a good what's it called? Mirror setup. See how I have my mirror here angled at 45 degrees? That's how it's this literally exactly how I do it when I cut my hair. Let me put these down for a sec. You see this mirror? This is the $7 mirror that I'm always talking about in my videos, right? It's literally, if I go too high at the ceiling, it's like, what is it, 4 feet by 13 inches? It's like 1 foot by 4 feet. And it's really lightweight. It's super duper thin, as you can see, right? And you just lean it up against the wall at a 45, 60 degree angle, and then you're good to go. You can see everything. Everything, the back of your head, the whole shebang. All right, Ambrose says medium or high. Kelsey says high. Alvaro says medium. That's 2 mediums and 2 highs. Can I get a tiebreaker? Who's gonna be the tiebreaker? We got 2 mediums and 2 highs. Which one should I do? Let's see. Anyone else want to jump in and throw it in? Ben says medium. All right, medium it is. Legendary also says medium. All right, let's go. We got the medium hair, or the medium product. Medium hold, sorry. Benz. My man, he got the, Benzo, my bad. Benzo. ABV also says medium. Dan says medium high. Okay, perfect. All right. So this is my product. It's called Organa Wax. All right. It is a medium hold, matte finish product. Same thing as the other 3 products. There's only 6 ingredients. All 3 of my hairstyling products have 6 ingredients. Okay. They all look exactly the same. The only thing is the texture is different, obviously because they have a different hold. Right, it's a medium hold instead. The aromas are all the same. Rosemary essential oil, same exact thing, right? Same hair benefits, all that jazz. So let's go in. Let's grab a little bit like this, about a pea-sized amount, maybe a little bit more. I don't know why the light's getting crazy on me on YouTube here. About a pea-sized amount like that. Okay, you can see. Same exact thing that I always do when I style my hair. I'll put it into my palm. Look at all this hair. Look at all this hair from my beard. All right. I'll put a streak just like this, about a pea-sized amount, and then I'll drag it down. Right? I'll drag it down like this. Once it's dragged down, everything's onto the palm of the hand. I'm using the same index finger to emulsify the product. All right? So I'll just go in, index finger. Once the product is nice and creamy, there's no graininess or anything like that, then I can go in and put it into both of my hands, right? You have to emulsify it until it's creamy. Once it's creamy, then put it into both of your hands. A lot of people make the mistake of just pulling it out of the jar and then starting to go in with both hands. Leave it until, leave it in one hand until it's creamy and then put it in both your hands, all right? So then I'll go in and I'll mess up my hair completely, just like that. Hello, hello. And I will go side to side like this, right? Left to right, back to front, front to back. My hair is too curly for this right now. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting there. Hello, how's it going? See, I had to break apart the curls and now I look like a pigeon. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's grab a little bit more. The key here is just making sure you get the product down to the roots. Now I've got like 4 to 5 inch hair on top, so it's really long. So the key when you're styling your hair is you want to get it into the roots so that you've got the product, which is supposed to be a holding the base of the hair shaft so that everything above the hair can do whatever it is when you're styling, right? Because if you make it too heavy at the top, it's just gonna fall flat. But usually, you know, when you have short hair, it's better. When you have long hair like this, medium or low hold is probably better, depending on, you know, the type of style. Unless you're going for like a slick back, the high hold could be good for that, but usually medium hold's a good one for this length. So now I'll go in and grab a little bit more, about a pea-sized amount more, just like that. Let's grab that little bit right there. Okay, you guys see that? Another pea-sized amount. Let's go in, same exact thing. Create the little streak, get it off of your finger. Create the streak like that. Once you got the streak, you're good to go. And start emulsifying with the one finger until everything is creamy. And then you're good to go, okay? Now I believe my house right now is probably around 74 degrees. I have the window open, so it's probably a little bit humid. Probably like 74 degrees, give or take. With the lights, probably like 75, a little bit hotter. So just so you guys can have an idea of like the temperature. Ready? Now let's see which way my hair wants to style today. Let's go up. Let's try pushing it in this direction first. All right, let's try it out. All right, let's try this way. How's this gonna work? Oh, low battery on this one. And then this guy's like, what are you doing? Hello. All right, there we go. So we'll try this way. And let's see, how's that? Yeah, you see the thing is with long hair, this is why like hair length matters, because the longer your hair is, the more it weighs down the hair. So that's why I always recommend products with a lot of hold for shorter hair lengths. All right, ready? Now what I want to do is I'm going to flip it over and then see if we can get a good hairstyle going when I flip it. All right, so let's try that. We just got the hair played around with. Let's flip it and see if we can get something going on this side. Plus remember too, I've got kind of curly-ish hair, so my hair is not really doing me justice at this length. Ready? Let's see here. All right. Here we go. Let's push the back down. I feel the hair touching my ear. Where's it at? There it is. Got it. And my face, there's a hair right here. Okay. Cool. What do you guys think? Benzo, where you at? Looks good? Is that cool? Fix the back a little bit. There you go. Nice and styled. Do you recommend styling with your hand or also adding a brush? It depends on your hair type. If you've got like wavy and curly hair, the brush isn't really gonna help. I feel like every time I've styled somebody's hair that was like straight, a comb or a brush would have been a lot better than my hands. Like there was a gentleman that I did when I went to one of the universities. I styled his hair. He had very straight hair, and it was a little more on the fine side too. This man carried a comb in his pocket wherever he went. And I used his comb after I used my hands to style his hair. It looked better with the comb than with my hands. So For some people, yes. If your hair is like straighter or like finer, it'd probably be better with the comb. But if you've got, I'd say, thick hair or even wavy hair or curly hair, it might not be a good idea to use a brush or a comb. Yeah, but that's a great question. Okay, I think that's the look. That's the look right there. That's the look right there. Let me just check. I'll do a little 360 for you guys. What was that? Yo, what's going on? All right, ready? How's this look? Let me close the lid here so no water gets inside. All right, Organo wax. We'll close the lid. Let me just double check with the mirror. How does that look? Let's fix the back here. All right. Yeah, and let's also keep in mind my hair is like 5 inches on top, so it's pretty darn long. All right. And that looks good. And then in like 30 minutes or so, when the product reaches room temp, it'll solidify a little bit more. So it'll feel really nice after like 30 minutes. That's the way it's supposed to feel in your hair. Like when you apply it, it'll feel a little bit lighter than what you're actually going to get with the finished product. So just give it like 30 minutes, because remember, when you emulsify the product, you're applying a lot of friction. Because these are real ingredients, the more friction you apply, the hotter the product actually gets, which raises the temperature of the product, right? The ingredients, the temperature raises when you add friction. So what you need to do, give it a little bit of time, like 30 minutes is usually the best time. Let the ingredients drop back down to room temp, and then you'll be able to, fix your hair in whichever way you want to, and that'll be the hold that you're left with for the entire day. So it'll actually firm up and solidify a little bit better throughout the day after like 30 minutes. And then you can always, of course, restyle it and flip it over to whatever side you want to without having to add more product, which I think is amazing. But there's just that little one caveat, because it's a natural ingredient, natural product, you have to understand that it's not synthetic. So when you actually touch it, temperature actually affects it when it's real ingredients, okay? So it's just one thing to remember. But yeah, there it is. That's the look, all right? I'll do a little 360 guy. What do you guys think? So I styled it with Organo wax, our medium hold. All right, our medium hold today. And then I also put on the Organo balm on the back and sides. And then any excess that's in my hands, I'll just put the rest on the sides and back of my head, all right? Moisturize my scalp a little bit more. Plus it makes it easier when I clean my hands. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me just clean my hands real fast. And then let me answer some of these questions. Let's see here. All right. Alvaro, do you recommend giving hand massages in the scalp to stimulate blood flow? Yeah, why not? Give it a shot. Yeah, 100%. If you've got somebody willing to do it, go for it. Right? But you gotta find somebody. Unless you want to do it yourself. I don't know. So I'm just washing my hands here. Benzo, that's cool, man. Yeah, see? There you go. That's the style, brother, man. Looks like it holds well. How do you buy it? I'm from England. Yeah, so the best way for you to buy the product is by going directly on our website. So if you just use the link in the video, you'll check it out and you can get it directly from our website. With England, there is international shipping, so you'll have to pay a little bit more. But the good thing is with international shipping, it's with UPS. And usually it's like 2 or 3 business days you'll get the product. So if you were to order it today, today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think. Give me one sec. So yeah. So if you did get it today and you're in England, you'll probably get it by Saturday if you did order it. But yeah, 100%. I've shipped my products to Israel. I've shipped my products to the Netherlands, to Canada. I think, what was the other country? I think somebody in England already did purchase, if I'm not mistaken. France, I think France was another one I've shipped my product to. Yeah. And then Madrid. Yeah, we got to ship it to Spain too. We ship to Spain as well. Salud from Madrid. Have a great weekend or a great week. Thank you. You as well. Thank you. And great questions. I love the questions. Yeah, for sure. It's very quick. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you have to pay, it's a little bit extra for international shipping, but the shipping is very fast, which is really nice. Marilyn asks, are you married? Not yet. Not yet, but sometime soon, I would say. Sometime soon. We'll see. Okay, cool. Is that good? Any other questions while we're still here? You guys saw it all today, for the most part. I did my beard, gave myself a nice little style using some organic wax, right? Let me clean the product off the jar so my hands don't get the product on it. Just clean the product a little bit, clean the jar. Any last questions that you guys have? I did the beard today, put on my organic balm, the moisturizing balm, showed you guys how to use that. I showed you guys how to style, how I style my hair with the medium hold, which you guys can check out using the link in the description of the video. And yeah, it'd be the best way to show support for what I'm doing, because literally I haven't made the video just yet, but yeah, TikTok screwed me over this past week and disqualified me from receiving AdSense. So now every single year I'm going to be losing thousands of dollars thanks to TikTok. They flagged my videos as unoriginal, which is the most ludicrous thing I've ever imagined, because I literally post just self-haircut videos. It was like unoriginal or AI generated content. And I tried to appeal it and they were just like, denied. Try again next month. So now I'm losing thousands of dollars every single year now because of this. Thanks a lot, TikTok. You guys are trash. Okay, next question. Or last questions, I'd say. Jorah, what hair dye would you recommend for men to cover gray hair? What hair dye? I'm not really too big on hair dye. I don't want to give you an answer that I don't think I'm capable of answering, right? I'm not really big on the hair dyes. So I'm not too sure I can help you out with that question. Marin says, what's the time there? It's 4:22 right now. Jason Harder, you're a good man. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. All right, sounds good. Appreciate it, guys. This is the look for today. Just did the beard, styled the hair as well. Check out my products if you guys haven't already. Kouras is the name, linked in the description. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys soon. God bless. Take care. Bye for now.